1st, and welcome to a brand new month. I'm just about to get started with my day job this morning. I've got my coffee and I'm about ready to get started with that stuff because our year end started yesterday, so I'm going to be busy with all of that work stuff. However, this has been a crazy week as it is, just with all of the announcements and stuff that I have going on. So yesterday I announced my merch store and I actually got a couple of sales, which was really cool. I kind of wasn't expecting anything. I was kind of hoping, but I really wasn't sure. But I feel like I'm probably going to be my biggest customer with that store. It's really kind of cool to be in this place where you can be like, hey, I want to see that on a t-shirt, and then you can just put it there and order yourself one and have it available for anybody else who thinks that's a cool idea too. So it's really kind of this exciting little venture, and it's nice that all of the hard work and the setting it up and the banners and everything I needed to do with that is done, so I can just move on to, new designs and just building it and promoting it and all that fun stuff. So that's really exciting. And then tomorrow is my pre-order announcement. I'm really glad that I didn't do it today because it is April Fool's Day, and because I've been spending so long on this book, people might actually think that it's an April Fool's joke. However, I didn't really plan that very well either, being on April 2nd, which happens to be Good Friday. I'm not sure if that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing yet. Maybe people are going to be on social media more because more people are going to be home because Good Friday is typically a holiday, or they're just not going to be on social media because they have lives and they're going to do other things and nobody's going to see my pre-order announcement. Fortunately, the book is up on pre-order for about a month and a half, so hopefully they will catch something if they don't catch it on the Friday. But yeah, I did not plan that very well. Honestly, I need to pay somebody to sit there and go, Scarlett, did you really think this through? Because I do this all the time. So for the release of Keeper of Shadows, I released it on November 27th, and I had set up the pre-order like super duper early. I think it was like January or February, because I had a book bub on a different book, and so I knew this book was coming out. I wanted to put it up on pre-order because if anybody liked my writing, then maybe they'd be interested in that, even though the books were kind of different. So I put it up, and I did remember that there was a US election at the beginning of November, plus Halloween and all that stuff. So I was like, well, I kind of want to stay away from that. So I picked the last Friday of the month. Did I look to see that it was Black Friday? No, I did not. And you might have a different experience, but honestly, launching on Black Friday was the biggest mistake. People are so inundated with email and announcements, and they've already kind of moved into like holiday shopping mode that they are not interested in my book. There were some other issues with that release as well, but generally, no, I will never do that again. But did I check the calendar to see if it was Black Friday? No. And when I was looking to do the pre-order announcement for this, did I check to see that it happened to be on Good Friday? No, I did not. However, I was smart enough this time not to put it on May long weekend, and I didn't even actually think about it, to be honest with you. I didn't plan to not have it on May long weekend. I just happened to plan it and then realized that May long weekend was in that month, checked it, and found out that it was not that weekend. So that's beneficial. But I really need to start checking holidays when I'm planning dates out for my releases or major announcements. The one thing though, with it being so busy this week, I have really liked my new planner stand that I got. It's been great to kind of just be able to see everything, because I've had so many tasks that I've needed to do every single day, just remembering to post places, remembering to get those pre-orders in, newsletter set up, all of those kinds of things that I needed to do. And it's kind of cool because you have it sitting there and you can see everything, and it kind of reminds me of, like witches and wizards and stuff in movies or TV, where they have their grimoire or spell book just sitting there. And mine, however, doesn't flip its own pages, but it's really cool to just be able to see that and do what you need to do. I don't have it on my desk right now because my desk is a total disaster, which is one of the things that I need to do for April, is to clean it up so I feel a little bit more refreshed. But yeah, I can see it on my bookshelf where I sit at my desk, and it has been super duper beneficial because I can just look over. So I really want to thank my friend Ivy Fernwood for suggesting getting this, and yeah, it's been really great. Anyways, I will be back tomorrow with the big pre-order announcement. I'm super duper nervous about it because once it's up on pre-order, which it already is, once I announce it, it's done. People are going to be expecting it, and I need to get it done. So wish me luck. Hey guys, it's April 2nd, and I just finished a big whirlwind of stuff on social media. I announced that my book is officially on pre-order, so I'm really excited about it. I've had some good comments on it. Hopefully I'm going to see some people pre-order it. Obviously there's a lot of time before it releases, so I'm not going to panic too much, but I was really excited to announce it. I'm also kind of terrified that this book is actually going to be coming out, but I guess that's a problem for a whole other day. So it's out. I made it through this week. Hey guys, it's me. I am at hockey again. It's actually Easter Sunday, so I guess that makes it April 4th, and I'm just chilling in the parking lot. Fortunately, I don't have to wear my big parka today because it's actually kind of nice outside. But so right now I'm working on my release calendar, and yeah, it's been fun. There's a lot of stuff that I'm gonna have to do over the next month and a half to get this book out and release it the way that I want to. Granted, releases can be done very different ways, and you can put in as much or as little effort as you want, but I'm really trying to do this up differently. And I mentioned that I would talk about this a little bit more last month in my last vlog. So I made some decisions about releases this year. When I was setting my goals for the year, I decided that I was going to try releasing books. First off, I would not announce them for or put them up on pre-order until the book was done. So that was because obviously I didn't want to push right to the end. I've had a lot of books where I've been right up against deadline. I've been stressed out. So I was trying to avoid that. And then also if things went awry, for instance, with Sleepless, I've had a lot of false starts with this. Oh yeah, it's coming out in the fall. Oh yeah, it's coming out in the summer, all that kind of stuff. And then it never actually came out. So this way it was going to force me to finish the book before it actually went up on pre-order, which is just a stress relief thing. But it was also forcing me into another situation. My other problem is I'm not really good at releasing books. So I know what to do. I know how to do it. I've done it before, but when it comes to my self-publishing career, I haven't been very good at releasing books. And I know it's because I'm basically self-sabotaging myself. And I kind of realized this at the end of last year after the release of Keeper of Shadows, because basically there really wasn't a release of Keeper of Shadows. So let's start back at the beginning. When I first started publishing, I started out with some small presses, and actually one of those presses was an eFirst publisher. So if I wanted to see my book in paperback, I was going to have to hustle, and I did. So all of my books are in paperback. Everything's wonderful. And, you know, I put some money and effort and things into launching those first few books, and I had the support of my publisher and all of that great stuff. The thing with that though was I was excited about it. I was pumped. And then I got more into the world of publishing, and I started to get a lot of very self-conscious. I started getting that imposter syndrome that you get when, you know, you start seeing what other people are doing, and you start seeing how successful other people are, and you start getting those first few 1-star reviews. And to be honest with you, I haven't had a lot of 1-star reviews. I think I've actually only had maybe like 2 over all of the books that I've put out, and I've actually done relatively okay in terms of the review department, but it still sticks with you for some reason. And when I came time to release my first self-published book, my first self-published book was Falling, and it was actually part of a box set. So I told myself that, well, I don't need to do a big release with this because, you know, I did the big release with the box set, and obviously I'd released other books, and I'd been involved in the USA Today Bestselling box set. So I did know how to release a book. But when it came time to release Falling, I was like, oh, well, it's already been in a box set. People have probably already bought it. They may have already read it. I really shouldn't be, you know, pumping the same audience for the same book. And there's some truth to that as well. Like, launches and releases can be in various different stages, right? Like some books, like the beginning of a series, are going to be a big release, and some books, you know, maybe the 5th one in a series is going to be a little bit of a lighter release because you're not bringing in new readers. You're still going to want to bring readers into the beginning of that series as if it's a sequential series. So anyways, there's different levels to launches, and reasonably, Falling probably didn't need to have the biggest launch because it was part of the Kingdom of Salt and Sirens. However, I really didn't do much of anything with it. Then my next release was Dreamer. Same situation. It was part of the Kingdom of Thorns and Dreams. It was in the same series, and I didn't really do much with it. Originally, I just thought that that was a decision that I made, but to be honest with you, I think it was a way of avoiding it. And how did I figure this out? Well, finally, Keeper of Shadows released in November of last year. And Keeper of Shadows was a standalone book. It was never in an anthology. It was something that I really should have put effort into. And I didn't. And it's not that because I just was lazy. It was the fact that, first off, I had put it up for pre-order and I was pushing right to the deadline, which was ridiculous because the book went up on pre-order in January of 2020. And the book was already written. I had to make some edits. It went to my editor in August. I had plenty of time. I did not have to go right down to the wire. But I was nervous about the book, and when I get imposter syndrome, I procrastinate like no one's business. So what ended up happening is I ended up going right down to the wire. And then on top of it, I didn't really do much to release it. Like, even talking to some of my friends, now and again, I would put up a teaser. Oh yeah, this is coming at some point. I never really pushed the pre-order. I had it up for almost an entire year and I hardly really did anything with it for that amount of time. And the release week of it, I really didn't. I kind of put up some teasers. Yeah, the book's out. Hey, I kind of put out a book this week. If you'd like to check it out, that's kind of awesome. And I just did not have the confidence in releasing the book the way that I should. And I realized this after I released. I didn't put it out to reviewers. I didn't do any of that stuff. Granted, the release came on Black Friday, which was not a good choice to begin with, but it was in Black Friday, so it was already buried to begin with. And then just really not putting that effort into the release was not a good choice on my behalf. But the reason it was, and the reason I knew it was, is that I was scared what people were going to think of the book. And that isn't really something that you can do as an author. Like, obviously people are going to have concerns and worries and all that sort of stuff, but you do need to, I guess, push past it and try to put your best foot forward when you're talking about this book. You should be excited about it. You should be pumping it up and putting it out there. So what I decided to do is stop releases until the book is finished. So that would stop me from going right to the end for pre-order, and it would give me time to do all of those other things that I wanted to do for release and that I should do. And secondly, if I have like a month or month and a half between when the book is finished to when the pre-order date is, hopefully I can trick myself into being more confident. How am I supposed to do that? Well, if I plan a detailed release, I'm going to have to post these things. I'm going to have to keep talking about them, and I'm going to have to be kind of immersed in this whole thing. I can't really ignore it. So by doing that, it's really kind of forced me to try to be more confident in my releases. I love my books, and it has nothing to do with whether I like my books or if I think I'm putting out a garbage product or anything like that. It is not a quality issue by any means. It is really just something with me that I get nervous about putting my books out there. So this time I'm kind of going whole hog with the situation. I'm getting ARC readers to try and get those early reviews. I planned the longer release period so that I could make sure that I'm putting stuff out there. I'm talking about the book, I'm talking it up, and I have that time and opportunity to do other things with the release and make sure that people are aware of it and tell people about it. Is it going to make a difference? I don't know yet. We're going to find out. But I think that this is really, really important for me to start building my confidence for this, because I have a series that I really want it to do well. And I think it's probably going to start releasing at the end of this year or the beginning of next year. I might actually hold back the first book a little while because it is a planned trilogy and there are some cliffhangers in there. So I would like to release them relatively close together. And if I can, depending on how long it takes to write each of the books, if it's going to be really, really close to the next book being ready to go, I might hold it off a month or two just to be able to put them out closer together. But that's a decision for another day. For right now, I'm going to be working on the release plan for this book because I'm really trying to do this right and get the confidence that I need to launch this series come fall, winter time period in 2021. So that's really my story of why my release schedule is the way that it is. The nice thing too is if I can get ahead, because technically in this one, the way I'm releasing it, I'm super busy at work. Not a lot's going to be getting done while I'm busy. But if I can get into a point where I'm releasing a book
a month to a month and a half after when I finish it, and I can start writing the next book. Hopefully there's not going to be as long of periods in between books. I'm going to be able to announce that I'm getting closer a lot sooner than I was when I was basically just writing to immediately put it up. So we'll see how this goes. Obviously, if you're following along on my vlog, you're going to see how this year plays out and whether or not I find that this is a good decision. I might get through the next couple of releases and find out I'm putting a lot of work in here that's not getting the return, or I might find out that this is exactly what I needed to be doing and giving myself that confidence and that boost that I needed. So, but I figure I might as well give it a shot for the next couple of releases. So this one for sure, the next book is a Faraway High release. So that one's going to be a little tricky. I'm going to try and do the longer release period like I'd planned with this one, but it is the third book in a series. It is a standalone, so that series is a series of standalones. So they're connected with little Easter eggs, but they're all fairy tales, so each fairy tale is independent. They all have different characters. There's just a little bit of crossover with some of the characters just for fun. So I can be picking up new people off that book, but technically it's the third book in the series. So it's this weird kind of thing that I'm really not sure about the audience and how I'm going to pitch it. Like, obviously, I'm going to be pushing book 1, but you could technically start at book 3 and then read in whatever order you wanted. So that one's going to be a little bit tricky, but I'm going to use that to try and refine some of the things that I learned going through this Sleepless release, the things that worked, the things that didn't, and try and tweak it a little bit. And then hopefully when I have the release for that series coming in fall winter, then I will be able to know which things worked, which things didn't, and kind of hit the ground running. Hopefully you're going to follow me along on my adventure. It should be really interesting, or I'm going to get to the point where I want to release my series and find out this is a complete waste of time and I should really just go back to, releasing, like writing to release straight into all of the retailers. So that's my story, and I don't want anybody, I'm not saying this for pity, don't want anybody to feel bad for me. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that get imposter syndrome. They don't quite have the confidence, or they're really worried about how people are going to take their books, and it has nothing to do with whether or not they love what they're writing or if they feel that their work is good. It has everything else to do with just them and their mindset. So if you're one of those people, this is what I'm trying to do to conquer that. And if you have any of those issues, I'd love to hear about it. So you can leave those in the comments. If you don't, I'm kind of jealous. But for me, this is what I think I at least need to try for the time being. And then we'll see how it goes. Back to planning.
Hey guys, it's Saturday, April 9th, and I am actually doing a virtual writing retreat right now. I'm editing while everybody else is writing, but I had to deal with a lot of kid stuff this weekend, so it's kind of taking me all over the place. So I have got my Logitech keyboard and I'm going to be doing some writing in my car. But when I went to try and find a parking space at the baseball place that I've never been at before for my youngest son, I found out that there's all this really cool graffiti that was done on the sides of the buildings. So sometimes, even if you don't have your makeup on and you haven't brushed your hair, you need to do the impromptu Instagram shoot, because it was really, really fun. Plus, I found a new app called Lens Buddy that people had been talking about on TikTok that allows you to do a timer as well as kind of like a burst option, which was really kind of fun. So I wanted to try it out, so I did, and hopefully I've got some really cool shots for Instagram this week as well. And now I'm going to get back to writing, but I hope you guys are having a lovely, lovely weekend. It's beautiful here right now. However, we're supposed to be getting like 20 centimeters of snow on Monday, so who knows how long this is going to last. I hope your writing is going well, and I hope my writing is going to be going well as well. So I'm gonna head back to my car and I'm gonna get some words in. But I just figured I would take you guys along for this impromptu Instagram shoot.
Okay guys, so I have been sucking at vlogging lately, but the fact of the matter is I really haven't had a lot to show. So I've been working pretty crazy at work, and I'm sure nobody wants to sit back and watch me work because I don't even like doing that. So why would you want to? But I've been super duper busy at work because it is our year end, which I kind of mentioned before was going to creep up towards the end of April. So it's definitely been keeping me busy. Plus I've just been
you know, working on my manuscript and all that kind of stuff. So the last thing I've been thinking about is remembering to pull out my camera so I can vlog. But I wanted to come on here today. Today was not a good day. I was actually pretty stressed out, and I'm not really, like, it was kind of all of these things that sort of spiraled all at once. And so I was stressed about making sure everything's done for my manuscript, and then, you know, knowing that I'm gonna have to work, and then that's gonna cause me some stress over the next couple of weeks. And then I started hearing all the stuff online where, you know, people are changing their covers for the third or fourth time, and they're like, hopefully it's gonna sell this time. And I'm sitting there going, I loved your covers before and I thought you were killing it. So, you know, am I doing everything wrong? What are my covers like? And I started going down the spiral of looking at all my covers, and does that make sense for the things that I have planned to come up? And then people wanting to, you know, change their pen names and getting really frustrated with young adult. And, you know, I started questioning myself. I do plan to at some point branch out from young adult, but I never plan to do it as a completely different thing. I don't think I'll ever really leave young adult because I have a lot of plans and a lot of series and a lot of things that I want to get done in this space. So I think that I will probably still be here for a while, but maybe I'll just complement it with something else once I get more into a groove and am more established as an author, because I still have a long ways to go in the young adult space, and I really don't have time to take on another type of genre. So I really have to stick with the things that I love and the things that I want to do. So, you know, I started questioning myself, oh my God, should I be sitting in young adult? Am I making a huge mistake? Am I wasting all of my time following this one thing? And then I should be doing something else, even though I kind of have those ideas in the back burner. And everything just kind of like surmounted on itself. And then, you know, somebody quit publishing that, you know, kind of took me as a little bit of a shock. And then all these things started to happen. It came down on me all at the same time while I was already stressed out. And I realized I hadn't posted on social media, and I just started to freak out a little bit. So what I ended up doing was I decided to take a step back, and I put a post up saying, I am not posting on social media. I didn't post yesterday, I didn't post today, and I don't know what I'm gonna be posting again. I'm really hoping that I'm gonna pick it up again next week, but just the stress of not having, just I guess the relief, not the stress, the relief of not having to post all the time has really, really helped. I can focus on my manuscript, I can focus on my work, and after having a good sleep and going over things in my head, I realized, you know, I'm seeing all these things on the internet, I'm freaking out about them, and to be honest, it's because I'm stressed about something else, and I love young adult. So at least for the meantime, I need to stay there and be in the space that I want to be in and do the best that I can. So that's all that anybody can really ask for, right? Is that you do the best that you can and follow your heart and do something that you love. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to keep doing that, which is really means no changes. It was just a freak out for nothing. So I'm just going to keep my head on my own paper for the next little while and keep my head down. I'm probably going to end this vlog off a little bit early just because I really don't have anything going on. This weekend, I'm literally going to be working all weekend for my day job. So I know I'm going to be tired, and I know I'm not going to be able to get a lot of stuff done outside of that. But here's hoping that maybe towards the end of next week, things will start to lighten up a little bit. But if they don't, then I'm probably just gonna end the vlog early for April and come back in May when I'm a little bit more refreshed. I'm through that crazy period of time, and then I can be really, really focused on my book launch for May 13th. So I'm really excited about this book launch coming up in May. It'll be really nice to be finished with this kind of chapter of my year where I'm super duper busy, and then kind of go into something exciting. So I'll be able to take you along with me for that. But a lot of those things don't start to kick in until May. I definitely need to be doing some more marketing, and really taking a social media break is probably the worst thing I need to be doing right now, because I should be pumping on my book. But if this is what I need to do to get through it, then this is what I need to do to get through it. So yeah, hopefully you guys are having a much better day than I did. And I feel like this is a good thing that I've done, and just putting that halt on social media and taking that pressure off myself to be posting and to be on all the time, and just focus on the things that are important for right now. And then once I can dig myself out of those, then I can focus on those other things again. I do struggle a lot with the fact that, you know, especially being a part-time writer, that there's so many things that people expect you to do, especially once you've started them. I started a YouTube channel. I really didn't need to do that, but now I've got the expectation that I'm going to be posting videos at least once a week. And you start posting on social media every day, or at least every couple of days. So like Instagram, I'm posting 5 times a week, plus I'm doing my stories, plus I'm posting in my Facebook group and TikTok and all those sorts of things. And people are expecting you to do that. And there's algorithms built into these systems for you to be posting on a regular basis. And if you don't, then they're gonna penalize you for not posting regularly. So, you're taking that risk. But it's a really interesting concept of all of this extra time that you need to spend when you're actually taking it away from your writing. I think it's important, and I think it's really good about getting yourself out there and making connections with other writers and readers and all that great stuff. And I love it. Like, I really do like the social media stuff that I'm doing. It's just sometimes I get so overwhelmed with that and the writing itself that I just need to back out and focus on the one thing. And then once I'm through that writing stuff and happy in that place, then I can come back to social media. So this is the first time I've actually taken a planned break. Sometimes I've just skipped a day here and there, but this time I'm like, you know what? I'm just not going to post until I'm ready. So I've let people know that. We'll see how it goes. And yeah.
Hey guys, it's April 28th, and I think I'm just gonna wrap the vlog up here. I know it hasn't been the most exciting month this month, just because I've been doing a lot of work. So I worked all weekend at my day job, so I really didn't get a lot of stuff done over the weekend, so I didn't really vlog much either. And sometimes it's just like that as a writer. Sometimes months are exciting, like next month, or some months you just have to sit down and get the work done. And that's what this month was for me. Hopefully you still found this entertaining. I know I did go on a little bit of rants about me and my process and things like that. So hopefully you did find that enjoyable. If you did, make sure you're leaving that in the comments. Hopefully next month is going to be a little bit better. We'll have a book release. We'll be starting on a brand new story in writing. So I'll actually be drafting, which is exciting, and definitely better. Drafting is so much more entertaining than editing. So hopefully that'll be a little bit better for you guys. Plus I realized I'm running out of pictures for Instagram, so I will probably need to book a photo shoot in there somewhere where I'm going to get some more shots for my Instagram account. I'm not really sure what I want to do yet. I kind of have an idea of kind of a witchy sort of a vibe and a little like forest around here, but we will see how that goes. So I hope you guys had a great month, and whatever you guys are working on, you did well. Leave your wins in the comments, because I would like to hear what you guys are doing and what has sparked your fire this month. But this is it for me for now for April. I'm basically going to be working my butt off for the rest of the week. I'm already on day 10 straight working for my day job, and I'm sure that's not as bad as a lot of people, but for me, that's not typical. However, this does happen once every year, and every time I know it's coming, I still hope beyond hope that it's not going to happen and I'm going to get that weekend back, but it never really does. So I should just really suck it up. And if anybody ever hears of me wanting to release a book anytime around April or May, can you just shoot me an email and tell me to stop it? Because it's never a good idea. Even if I do have it locked and loaded, it's still a lot of promo and things like that. And I still haven't gone back on my social media from the last time I mentioned it in the vlog. So it does take a lot out of me these few weeks. So I really need to start planning better and not release books around year end at work. So here's hoping that I figure that out by next year, and I will see you all next month with a whole lot more exciting content.